Hello, lovely, lovely Milky Way galaxy. So I was thinking about this last night as I was watching the basketball game, and it wasn't just the basketball game. It was so many other factors that went into this, and it got me to thinking that every single person on this planet, whether they know it or not, and I'm included in this, has their own way of dealing with steps in life. Whether it's mental steps, whether it's physical steps, whether it's emotional steps, everyone has like a bunch of different emotions they go through every single day. Whether it's positive emotions or negative emotions, whether it's positive mental thoughts or negative mental thoughts, or physical steps that could be both positive and or negative, however you want to look at it. Every single person has to go through that every single day. Whether it's reading a book that you want to read, whether it's watching a film that you really like, or a film series, or a TV show, or a YouTube video, or multiple YouTube videos. Every single thing that we see with our eyes, or hear with our ears, or use with our, or talk with our mouths, and all of that stuff goes into our mental steps that we take every single day. Whether it's, it could be one mental step, it could be 100, it could be 500, it could be 1,000, it could be 1,000,000. Everything we do, it revolves around our brains and our hearts. And whatever emotion you feel, whatever emotion you've ever felt, it starts up here, and it also starts in here. And whether we take one step with our feet, or we take 1,000 steps, or 25,000 steps, or however many steps we take in a day, it all stems from how our brains react and how our hearts feel. And it's not just, it's not just reading a book. It's not just watching a YouTube video. It's not just watching a sports, one of your favorite sports teams. It's not just watching, movies or TV shows or things like that. We learn through process. And when I do things, I like to when I'm reading a book, I like to visualize how the author came up with that idea. Or how the words fit into this book. Whether, like, for example, whether it's the Fall of Gondolin, or any of the other J.R. Tolkien books, or the George R.R. Martin books, or the J.K. Rowling books, or the Susan Collins books that I've read, or any book that I've read, I have to visualize and see with my own eyes how those words came together. And how they were put on the page just to, make a story of it. And the same thing could be said about a movie. We hear with our ears, and we also see with our eyes of how the shot was filmed, or how the story was developed in that film. Whether it was the Harry Potter films, whether it was the Divergent films, whether it was the Hunger Games films and our books. Everything has a process. We all have our own way of processing everything. Whether it's reading a book, watching a movie, watching a YouTube video, listening to a song, watching a TV show, reading about politicians and or things of that realm. Everything happens for a reason. It all develops up here and in here of how to process that step of, being emotionally invested in something, or mentally invested in something, or taking those steps to see what or hear what's happening in that film, or that book, or that TV show, or that movie, or that YouTube video. Every single thing happens for a reason. And every single step that we take, whether it's our mental steps or emotional steps or our physical steps or our listening steps or whatever it may be, or visual steps. Everything is in our minds, in our brains, and in our hearts. And that may sound motivational, and it probably is, but that's what I feel. That's what I know personally. In my experience of everything that I've ever read or ever seen or ever heard or ever smelled or all of that stuff. Now, we've got a couple birthdays to wish today, so let's get to that. I want to wish Valentina Duncan a happy 30th birthday, and I want to wish Anna Carithin a happy 30th birthday as well. And then we've got 2 birthdays tomorrow. And then we've got 3 birthdays tomorrow, or 4 birthdays tomorrow. We got 3 birthdays on the 14th. And one of them on the 14th is going to be a piece of information, which I need to get that set up. So I'm going to take care of that in a little bit. I'm going to finish watching the 3rd Saw film and continue reading the Fall of Gondolin and all of that stuff. So I will have a brand new vlog for you tomorrow. And bye-bye.